Hey, so I'm about to come out of the closet. This honestly takes a lot of bravery for me to say this. I know I might get some hate for this. I know I might get some backlash for this, but I'm just gonna come right out and say it. Part of me kind of loves Nikocado Avocado. Part of me thinks that Nikocado is an annoying troll, but another part of me finds him genuinely funny.
I love cheese.
And kind of loves this super villain persona he's created for himself.
2 steps ahead. I am always 2 steps ahead.
If you haven't heard yet, apparently over the past 2 years, this notorious mukbang creator has been secretly losing weight, and he just released a video revealing this to the internet in the most Nikocado Avocado way possible.
2 steps ahead. I am always 2 steps ahead. This has been the greatest social experiment for my entire life. To observe all these unwell, disoriented beings roam the internet. I feel as if I'm monitoring ants on an ant farm. It's mesmerizing. It's spellbinding. All these little consumers consuming anything that they're told to consume. So I am the villain because I've made myself one.
You hear that? You're all ants, and Nikocado Avocado lives on a plane of existence above all you mere mortals. Every decision that you have made in your life has been predetermined by Nikocado Avocado. So in this video, Nikocado says that he's been 2 steps ahead of everyone on the internet this entire time, and that all of this has been one big social experiment. I guess if the experiment was to see how much money you can make on YouTube by gaining a bunch of weight and being an annoying troll, then experiment successful. But there is some truth to the idea that people on the internet have been playing right into Nikocado Avocado's hand for years. He's clearly been trolling people this entire time, and anytime someone would make a commentary video about him, this would just lead to him gaining more notoriety and making even more money. So I guess in that sense, he kind of is an evil mastermind. He knew that if he acted insane and purposefully stirred up controversy with other YouTubers, this would just lead to him becoming more famous. I would say he's the perfect example of someone who knows exactly how to exploit social media controversy for his own benefit, and part of me can't help but respect it.
People are the most messed up creatures on the entire planet, and yet I've still managed to stay 2 steps ahead of everyone.
Now, don't get me wrong, there are definitely a lot of things that I don't respect about Nikocado Avocado. In the past, Nikocado has faked having a disability. Apparently, he issued a false copyright strike on someone's channel. A creator named Stephanie Sue accused him of being manipulative towards her, and he's had a very questionable relationship with his partner Orlin in the past. I'm honestly not super up to date on all the Nikocado lore. If you want to learn more, go check out Inabber's 7-hour-long video that he just put out, which goes through all of Nikocado's past on YouTube. But apparently Nikocado is skinny now, and in these 2 videos that he just put out, he's talking with a much more calm tone.
You look like a big green ball. Yeah, you look like a big green avocado, which is my favorite fruit ever. Yeah. Oh, you're a good bird.
It seems like he's trying to return his channel back to the vibe it had years ago before he gained all of the weight, and honestly I find the timing of this weight loss reveal really funny. Like I said, the YouTuber Inabber just released a 7-hour documentary about Nikocado, and the YouTuber SunnyV2 also just put out a video about him, so I guess that Nikocado decided that now would be the perfect time to drop his weight loss reveal, which is kind of, dare I say, iconic. Apparently, he recorded a bunch of videos back before he started losing weight, and he's been slowly releasing these videos over the course of the last 2 years so that no one would find out that he's been losing weight this entire time.
I haven't made a video for like 2 years. So it's been a long time. And I don't even know how to do this, but I think I do. You just have to eat.
And I guess he's also avoided anyone in public taking a picture of him, which would have exposed that he's been losing weight. The fact that he was able to keep this private for so long is honestly really impressive to me. I've seen some people comment that they think he looks sickly in this video, but that might just be because he's lost a lot of weight in a short period of time and has a little bit of loose skin. I guess there's a chance that he lost weight in some sort of unhealthy way, but I don't really want to speculate about that. In general, I just think he seems a lot happier in this video than he has in the past. And as someone who is currently trying to lose weight, I know that it is not easy, so kudos to him for pulling it off and for successfully hiding it from the internet for this long. Part of me isn't surprised that he was able to lose this much weight. He definitely seems like the type of person who gets very obsessed with whatever they're focused on, and that type of mentality will usually help you if you're trying to lose weight. Anyway, I'm proud of Nikocado, and I definitely think this is gonna go down as one of those iconic moments on the internet. Some people have speculated that maybe he used Ozempic to help him lose weight. I don't really give a fuck if that's the case. I think Ozempic can be a very toxic drug if it's not used correctly, and I think that diabetic people should definitely be the first priority when it comes to Ozempic, but I feel like sometimes people fearmonger a little bit too much about Ozempic. As long as someone gets like the proper prescription and their doctor thinks that Ozempic will help improve their health, I don't really think it's my place to judge them for this. If I support trans people wanting to change their hormones because they want a different body, shouldn't we also support fat people if they want to change their hunger hormones because they want a different body? Obviously, these two things aren't exactly the same, and sometimes fat people are only trying to lose weight to fit in with toxic beauty standards or whatever, but generally I'm just making the point that if someone wants to change their hormones because they want to change their body, I think they should have the bodily autonomy to be allowed to do that. Personally, I just think we should stay the fuck out of other people's business and let the conversations around what medications people take stay between them and their doctor. But anyway, if Nikocado happened to take Ozempic to help him lose weight, good for him. Who really cares? Just want to remind you that you have 3 weeks left to order my grown-ass lesbian merch based on my parody of JoJo Siwa's song Karma. JoJo Siwa's record label falsely copyright struck my parody, so I'm selling this merch to get back at her. That's mostly a joke. I'm mostly selling it just because I think the design looks cool and because I think it's a funny way to show off your LGBT pride. There are also a bunch of other variations for other sexualities and genders, so hopefully there's a version that will fit you. So to check out the merch, go to shop.ryanbeardofficial.com or click the link in the description. Thank you so much. I've always had kind of mixed feelings about how people on the internet talk about Nikocado Avocado, because to me it's always been really obvious that basically everything he says is trolling. For example, a while ago Moist Critical made a video responding to Nikocado where he criticized Nikocado for calling him irrelevant and saying that he didn't know who Moist Critical was.
He spends the majority of the 41 minutes of this response video eating, because he does a mukbang during it, and asking, "Who is this? Who are you? Does anyone know this person?" If I had $1 for every time he asked, "Who is this?" I would have enough money to afford 1,500 pizzas and do my own fucking nutty mukbang. He makes it sound like because he doesn't know who I am, everything I've said is completely irrelevant. And it's fine that he doesn't know anything about me. I expect that. I'm a fucking YouTuber. I'm an actual Z-lister, an internet content creator.
But like, Nikocado is obviously calling you irrelevant because he's trolling you.
Who is this person? Who are you? Who are you? Who is this? Who is this person?
I feel like if you ever take anything that Nikocado says seriously, you're kind of just giving him what he wants. I've never really had much of a desire to make a video about Nikocado because you can't really take anything that he says seriously, and when you can't take anything that he says seriously, it's kind of hard to form an opinion on him as a person. I feel like a lot of the commentary videos about Nikocado either take things that he says seriously even though he's clearly trolling, or or lecture him about how dangerous it is to gain weight. Now, I'm definitely not someone who denies that gaining weight can have a negative impact on your health. I'm personally losing weight right now because gaining weight had a negative impact on my health. But I guess I just feel like a lot of these commentary videos about Nikocado have gotten really stale and obvious. Like, do we really need another commentary video lecturing Nikocado about how gaining weight is bad for your health? Like, generally, I agree that that's not going to be healthy for a person, but I guess I just want to hear some unique commentary that I haven't already heard a million times before. And I do feel like there's a double standard when it comes to criticizing fat people on the internet. Like, if people ever find out that a creator drinks regularly or smokes cigarettes or is addicted to nicotine, this doesn't lead to people then making 500 commentary videos about how they're killing themselves and they're gonna die if they don't stop. Because yeah, generally it's not gonna be good for your health to smoke, and it's generally not gonna be good for your health to gain 200 pounds in a short amount of time. But you don't see hundreds of commentary videos making fun of smokers because fat people are just a lot more fun to make fun of than smokers, I guess. As much as people on the internet claim to care about fat people's health, a lot of times it just comes down to the fact that a lot of people think it's fun to point and laugh at fat people. For example, the YouTuber SunnyV2 has now made 4 different videos about Nikocado, which all say basically the same thing. In this video, I'm going to expose how Nikocado Avocado is eating so much food that he's going to fucking kill himself. In my opinion, SunnyV2 is just kind of dumb. Like, in the video he just posted about Nikocado, he says that he believes Nikocado when he says that he's making barely any money.
So how could it be possible he didn't make much money? Well, Nikocado would elaborate.
I hate that my job is showing up here and hoping I get paid from it because the YouTube gods strike me down 3 years ago and it's never improved.
Nick seemed to imply his videos were rarely monetized, which has been happening for over 3 years. Earnings didn't matter anyway, because any money he did make has now been fully wasted.
It wasn't even worth it. I barely made any money. And the money I did make, I lost.
To the extent that Nikocado's now struggling to survive.
Nikocado is clearly lying about this. He's probably a multi-millionaire by now, but I guess that SunnyV2 just chose to believe that he was telling the truth because it plays into the narrative that Nikocado lost everything because he was so fat. But it turns out that this video Nikocado released where he said he was losing everything was 100% a troll video, but SunnyV2 just fully fell for it. And the day after SunnyV2 releases this video saying that Nikocado is gonna lose everything because he's so fat, Nikocado reveals that he was actually skinny this whole time. And I'm sorry, but I can't help but respect any time someone is able to make SunnyV2 look like a moron, even though that's not terribly difficult to do. And look, I get why SunnyV2 has made 4 different videos about Nikocado Avocado. It's because each of them gets millions of views, but I guess I just struggle to understand why people find Nikocado so interesting. Like, what is so engaging about watching this fat troll scream and cry in his bedroom for views? For me, trolls are kind of like the boy who cried wolf. Once I understand that someone is a troll, I'm just gonna be way less interested in listening to what they have to say. So as far as Nikocado Avocado goes, I feel like the best way to engage with his content is to just sit back and enjoy watching this goofy idiot do crazy shit. But I feel like it's kind of a waste of time to try to psychoanalyze him and try to find the deeper meaning behind the things that he says when he's clearly just trolling. At one point in iNabber's 7-hour-long documentary about Nikocado, he asks what has changed in Nikocado's brain from years ago to now.
How did we get here? I've just made a 6 to 7 hour video about it and I still and slightly mystified. Honestly, this is just an insane transformation, and I'm not talking looks or anything like that. I'm talking purely personality. I cannot believe this is also this guy here. And what this video truly does display, in my opinion, is the sheer extent of what the social media algorithm can do to somebody's brain.
In my opinion, nothing has really changed in his brain. He just realized over time that the more he trolls people, the more money he'll make. I think this entire time he has been fully aware of exactly what he's doing.
2 steps ahead. I am always 2 steps ahead.
If I had to choose one creator that I think is the most similar to Nikocado Avocado, I think it would have to be Trisha Paytas. In my opinion, these are the 2 best people on the internet at stirring up controversy and trolling for views. But the difference between the 2 of them is that in the past, Trisha trolled people by saying a bunch of racist shit, and Nikocado trolled people by mostly just making a fool of himself and gaining a bunch of weight, which I would definitely prefer to being racist. But like I mentioned before, there are a bunch of other things that you can validly criticize Nikocado for, but he definitely knows how to play the social media game, and part of me can't help but enjoy some of his unhinged rants as a sort of strange performance art. And now he's managed to lose a ton of weight after probably making millions of dollars, so maybe he really was an evil mastermind all along. If you want to watch a series that I think does a pretty good job at humanizing Nikocado, go check out Oompaville's videos that he made with him. Nikocado is definitely very far from being a perfect person, but I've got to admit that as far as internet supervillains go, I find him pretty funny. All right, I'll see you guys next time.